Budgeting is kind of like trying to stick to a diet. It's a nice idea at first, but you quickly realize it really sucks. You make a budget today and then tomorrow your washing machine breaks and of course you didn't budget for that, so now everything's out the window. Life gets in the way of your budget. There's certain things you don't budget for, like your coffee addiction, and then there's other things that you can't budget for, like your washing machine breaking. Sure, it might be a nice feeling to create the perfect little budget. I've certainly done it myself. I think to myself, gee, I'm so financially responsible, but then life gets in the way. I check back a few months later and I didn't budget for my car getting fixed or something like that, and everything's out of whack. And then there's the other side of it, and you don't want to be this person, the person that actually does take a budget seriously, and they stick to their budget so carefully that it sucks all the fun and personality out of their life. Yeah, they're no fun either. So instead of sitting down and spending like 2 hours writing out a budget, go do something fun with your time and follow this principle instead. It's the principle that guides most companies, and it's the principle you should follow. Positive cash flow. As long as you've got more money coming in than going out, nothing else really matters. All that positive cash flow really means is that income minus expenses is positive. So if you earn $2,000 a month and you spend $1,800 on all your expenses, then congratulations, you've got a positive cash flow. Now on the flip side, if you earn $100,000 and you spend $150,000 a month, then well, obviously you're in a bad position. Now, there are a few things that you can do to make this a bit easier. The first is to increase your income. Now, obviously, if you go and get a higher paying job or pick up a side hustle, then it's going to be a lot easier to get positive cash flow. But that's sort of not the point of this video. The point of this video is to be loosely related to budgeting. So we're going to assume that your income's fixed. Now, the first thing to do is to gather up all your transactions. Most banks will let you export this directly onto an Excel spreadsheet, and you need to get everything. Credit cards, debit cards, EFTPOS cards, and if you use cash, well, good luck. It's going to be hard. Once you've got all the data, start categorizing it. Now, you don't want to get too obsessed. Don't go into like the small details that you spent $4.99 at this coffee shop and $5 at that coffee shop. Just like broadly categorizing it, like entertainment, dining out. Don't get too anal about it. Once you can see all the areas of your life that you're spending money, it'll be a lot easier to notice stupid and unnecessary expenses. Now, there's tons of things we spend money on that aren't really necessary. The daily cup of coffee, chocolate, alcohol takeaways, online games, and gambling. From a list like that, you'll find a few that are somewhat necessary, some that bring you joy, and that's fine, and then there'll be some that bring you absolutely no joy and bring you no value. Now, those are the things you should be focusing on to get rid of because they're just stupid expenses. Subscriptions are a great place to start. How often do you use it? Do you really need it? And can you just use a friend or family member's login? An example for me, I was spending $20 a month to get royalty-free background music for these videos. Then I realized you can get that for free anyway, and no one really cares about the music, so I stopped doing that. Subscriptions are a great one to cut out because once you cut it out today, it's gone from all your future expenses. So that's a good place to start. The next place to look is any financial disservice. I'm talking consumer loans, credit cards, payday loans, auto loans, and late fees. Get rid of them because they're only costing you money. Any and all debt that has an interest rate over 10% should be your absolute first priority, especially in today's day and age when interest rates are so low. They're just ripping you off, and the sooner you can pay it back, the better. Focus on trying to change your behavior, but not at the expense of happiness. God, this sounds like I'm going beyond the realm of like financial advice, but it's actually true. Getting a morning coffee is an expensive habit, and sure, if you stopped doing it, you'd save a lot of money, but if you enjoy doing it, then why stop? You're probably going to go back to it anyway, so don't stop. Just focus on things that you are motivated to change. Like for me, I cut out eating fast food. It makes me feel bloated and yuck, so now I don't eat fast food, and I cut that expense out of my life, and I don't feel bloated, so it's a win-win. Things like that. Just cut out stupid, silly expenses. The truth is, budgeting doesn't really work in the long term. No one wants to be that person that's counting every single dollar that comes in and out of their account. Focus on cutting unnecessary expenses and keeping positive cash flow. But whatever you do, don't stop doing the things you love. Unless... Actually, no, sorry, I didn't think this one through. So caveat to that, unless you're working a part-time job and you're like ordering bottle service at the club every weekend. Stop doing that because that's dumb. With all that extra money you have, you might want to check out this video on where to put it.